Brennan, just real quick, we saw you get banged up a little bit towards the end of the half. All good?
All good.
Obviously for you guys, it was a tough game defensively, missed tackles, didn't get a ton of pressure. And, what do you guys kind of think the issue was defensively, not being able to get to Fafita and then not being able to bring down the running backs when they were getting in space?
Yeah, I mean, that just, we own that. They had a really good offensive line, good game plan. They kept us guessing a lot. And, that's a good young quarterback, and he's got a really stout O-line. It's going to be us looking at the film and seeing where we went wrong. I think a lot of that's going to be our own mistakes. I like to think that every game we have a chance in as long as we don't beat ourselves, and I think that was the testament today is we just beat ourselves.
You guys were on the field a long time today, kind of same as last week. Do you think that had any impact on how you guys did on defense?
I mean, we got to be prepared for any situation that arises in a game. There's going to be lulls, and you're going to be on the field a lot in some of these games, and we have to just take pride in, no matter how many snaps are out there, we have to, play our butts off. We can't just let things happen, let plays get away from us, and I think that's going to be one of the highlights of our week this next practice week is just, let's up our rep count in case those games happen.
Brennan, obviously you've been playing for a long time and been through some tough losses before. I mean, is there anything you can just tell the team after a game like this, whether it's right after the game or this next week as a leader?
I mean, I think the two critical things are don't point fingers. We're a team. It's all 100 of us out there in that locker room, and when you start pointing fingers, you create a divide in the locker room, and that can make things snowball in a negative way. So I think just the biggest thing telling these guys is, hey, we lost today, and that's reality. You have to face that head on, but it's a lot easier to face hard times when you're with your brother in arms instead of just trying to walk that path alone. So that's the biggest thing, and also just understand that we're a good football team. Like, one loss doesn't define who we are, and I think regardless of what happens, I know a lot of people are going to say a lot of things about this game, but hey, let's lock in. Let's let the outside noise be the outside noise. Let's keep pushing towards our goal. All of our objectives are still out there, and we can attain those. Let's just not let one loss beat us for the rest of the season.
Same question along the same lines. How do you make sure that this week doesn't dictate the rest of the season? I
mean, my old coach used to say 24-hour rule. Tomorrow morning when we watch the film, we cut it up. After that, you can't think about losses like this. When you let these losses linger and you try to overcompensate the next week, that's when losses beat you twice. And I think that reigns true in every single sport. When you let one bad performance linger in your mind for so long, you see a string of bad performances. And I have a lot of faith in my teammates. I know that we're going to be able to flush this, and it's going to come from our leadership. It's going to come from the coaches and all the players in this locker room, knowing that the guy next to you is a great player, and you have to feed him confidence. You can't just look on last week's mistakes, because if you let those mistakes happen again, that's when we have a problem.
And then Brennan, it's mentally, it's probably tough, each drive to go out there and give that same effort. Is there a level of frustration in a game like this where in a blink of an eye, it's just sort of gets away from you?
That's just football. I think you can't let emotions get too high or get too low. I have full confidence in my offense. I know what they're capable of, and sometimes in games it's going to be like that. But letting frustration, linger in your mind makes it to where you start trying to be a one-man army out there, and that's where a lot of mistakes happen. So I wouldn't say frustration. Like I said, I've been playing for a long time, and these games happen. It's just basically saying, hey, I got to give 110% again and again and again, and let's keep doing it. Let's keep playing this game of football, and that's the beauty of it, is that not every game is going to be a blowout, not every game is going to be a close game. Every game's different, and how you attack it with your mentality needs to be the exact same every single week.
Brennan, you mentioned flushing this game. I was just wondering, because Cam had mentioned that he doesn't think he's going to be able to flush this one, just what the key to you is in being able to do that.
Being able to flush the game? Yeah. I think it's learning from it. I think flushing comes from looking at your mistakes and correcting those. I don't think you ever truly forget a loss. I remember every single game we've lost, but I think flushing is a term of not making the same mistakes next week. And that's what flushing really is, not letting that negative thoughts about yourself linger, because your mind is your own warrior. If you feed yourself negativity and negative thoughts, and that's in every walk of life, then you're going to limit your own potential. You have to speak life and positivity into yourself. So when a game like this happens, you go watch those plays and you say, I won't make these same mistakes again. Or you watch the plays you did the right thing, and you start to really build that up in your mind, because confidence is what creates great players. And like I said, I have confidence in all my teammates. I have confidence in myself that all the mistakes that I made today, I'm going to fix, I'm going to correct. I'm not going to come out to practice on Monday with a lol is me mentality. It's, hey, this is what happened. This is the reality situation. Now we have a game. We have an opponent that we have to go and beat, and let's go beat them.